Coming up on Good Morning Indian Country, a new community mural is coming to the Vermont Street parking garage, designed by local Indigenous artist Tokea Wachi-U Richardson, who will invite residents to help paint the piece, celebrating Native culture and inclusion. Also, the University of Kansas will host the 10th Annual International Jayhawk Festival Wednesday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Berg Union, featuring cultural performances, a global fashion show, activities, and free food for the community. In sports, it's been a busy week for Haskell athletics. From the greens to the track, many of the Fighting Indians are starting to gear up for their postseason pushes. These stories and more coming up. Stay with us. Welcome to Good Morning Indian Country. I'm Allison Levering, and we're coming to you live from our studio inside of Stauffer Flint Hall at the University of Kansas. The smell of fry bread and fancy dancing took center stage at the 37th KU Powwow and Indigenous Cultures Festival, kicked off last Saturday. GMIC's Caden Baird went down to the festivities to talk to organizers and special guests about what makes the powwow such a unique event. Take a look.
Over 8,500 people attended last year's KU Powwow, and despite it being indoors due to high chance of rain, it felt just as packed this occasion. For those outside of the Native community, a powwow is a Native American celebration featuring dancing, singing, and the honoring of traditions and elders in the community.
These are places where people gather and celebrate and talk and laugh and share history and share stories and share traditions.
The main event of the day was the Dance Circle and its adjoining contest, where multiple dances from Jingle to Fancy took place, with top contestants receiving awards. The powwow also featured multiple local vendors that attendees could buy various handmade items from, and of course, fry bread and Navajo tacos were a delightful sight and smell for all those hungrier powwow patrons. A short film was in store as well, as Native filmmaker Black Horse Lowe presented one of his recent works and talked about what the powwow means to him.
See other Native brothers and sisters and kind of just enjoy their company and really kind of just be together to celebrate life and dance and art and everything else. So it's always a beautiful experience.
Jan Cita hopes the KU Powwow and events like it are a place of learning and community building.
They gain this, I hope, deeper appreciation for the culture, and that will always help us to just dispel stereotypes, to come together as a community and to appreciate all cultures that make Lawrence unique.
For Good Morning Indian Country, Caden Baird.
Thanks, Caden. If you didn't make this year's powwow, don't be worried. It's an annual event and we'll be back around the same time next year. New Native art is coming to Lawrence as Tokea Wachi-U Richardson, a local Indigenous artist, is designing and creating a new mural on the Vermont Street parking garage. The City of Lawrence commissioned the piece, choosing Richardson from 12 local artists. His winning idea? Having the community come and paint with him. Richardson will create most of the mural, but will leave spaces where anyone, not just artists, can learn and engage with something that will last in Lawrence for generations to come. Richardson hopes with this, as all his art pieces, will let young Natives know that there is a space for them here in Lawrence.
I think about the Native kids that are here in town. Maybe they too have just moved here. Maybe, they haven't been around so much like Native culture. And so when they see my art, they're just, I feel like they see it and it gives them that good medicine, that good feeling that, I'm welcome here.
The date of the community mural painting is still up in the air, but should be a great learning experience for all to come. After a warm day here in Lawrence, we're tracking changing conditions this week as we head through the week. Emma, what can we expect across Douglas County tonight and into tomorrow?
Thanks, Allison. Well, outside of the pretty severe weather Lawrence and the greater Kansas area experienced last night, those trends are going to continue on throughout this week. More of that in a little bit. For now, rising temperatures are going to continue throughout most of this week, capping off around Thursday or Friday before dropping back down over the weekend. Our skies are going to be clearing up starting on Friday. Sunny and mostly sunny skies are going to be pretty consistent throughout the weekend and into early next week. Strong wind speeds are still going to be pretty prevalent throughout this week and throughout most of April. Wednesday's forecast, high of 82 degrees, a little bit of a rise from today, pretty consistent though. Clouds early on in the day are going to clear slightly as we continue through that afternoon, still remaining pretty prevalent though. Higher wind speeds are going to be averaging around 19 miles per hour. Taking a look at our hourly planner, at 12 p.m. we're sitting at around 76 degrees already, rising up to 78 by 2 p.m., all the way back up to 79 by 5 p.m. And that 5 to 7 p.m. range is probably where we're going to cap off for the day in those low 80s, as by 8 p.m. we've dropped back down to 70 degrees. Our wind speeds are going to kind of echo that as well, 19 miles per hour at 12 p.m., down to 16 miles per hour by 5 p.m., almost into those single digits by 8 p.m. at 10 miles per hour. Wednesday night's forecast, low of just 51 degrees, nothing too chilly. Partly cloudy skies are going to be consistent all night long, with our wind speeds dipping down to an average of around 12 miles per hour. Thursday's forecast, a complete 180 from what we've been seeing lately. High of 86 degrees, sunny skies all day long. It's going to feel nice and pretty spring-like outside. Our hourly planner at 8 a.m., our temperatures are at 55 degrees, rising 10 degrees up to 65 by 10 a.m., continuing their rise to 76 degrees by 12 p.m., all the way up to 82 degrees at 2 p.m. Our wind speeds are dropping down just a little bit, only 4 mile per hour speeds at 8 a.m., rising up to 11 miles per hour by 2 p.m. Thursday night's forecast, low of 67. Partly cloudy skies are going to turn more cloudy overnight, as we can expect to see a little bit more severe weather later on in that week. Well, that's all we have for weather right now. Here in a little bit, we'll talk about that severe weather that is making its way through the Midwest. But for now, back to you, Allison.
Thanks, Emma. We'll see you later in the show with a look at weather across Indian country. When we come back, Lauren Callis gives us an inside look at the International Jayhawk Fashion Festival with an exclusive interview featuring 2 committee members of the event. This interview and more coming up next on Good Morning Indian Country.
Good Morning Indian Country is supported by Press Forward, the nationwide initiative strengthening communities through local news.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indian Country. I am Lauren Callis, and I'm so excited to introduce the International Jayhawk Festival this Wednesday on April 15th from 3 to 5 p.m. This event will be on campus at the Birds Union, a free admissions incredible celebration of students' cultures from around the world. One of this event will highlight the fashion show beginning at 4 p.m. and we'll dive right into what makes it so special. Right now, I'm here with 2 amazing organizers, and I'd love you both to introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Michelle Ward, the co-coordinator of the International Jayhawk Festival.
Yeah, and I'm Victoria Garcia-Unsuepa, and I'm the other co-coordinator for IJF.
And what inspired you both to lead and be a part of this international fashion show?
So it was really student-oriented. 4 years ago, we had some exceptional students, Tracy Tran and Hannah Churn, and they were leading the International Student Association, and so they took it on, and it became a reality thanks to their hard work, and then it kept going, and then there's been a little changeover with International Student Association, so we took it on this year because it's an important part of the festival, and we didn't want to lose it.
Amazing. So another question I have is, why is it so important to center international student voices in this way with the fashion show?
We think there's not a lot of events at the campus level that really highlight our international students, and with over 100 different countries represented here at KU, both in faculty, staff, and students, we just want to make sure that we have a space for students to really talk about and share their culture and kind of open that up to the rest of the community here at KU.
And what do you hope people will feel when they attend this fashion show?
I hope they feel pride in KU, in our global community, curiosity about other countries and cultures. I hope they enjoy the performances. I think we have a great schedule along with the fashion show, and then we have free food, free t-shirts, and I hope it's just a real celebration of our international community and all the opportunities that are offered through study abroad. So we have over 165 programs. And we're one of the top schools in study abroad. So this is a great opportunity to learn more about that and how you can become part of the global community at KU.
Okay, that leads into my next question. I was going to ask, how can students get involved in this beyond modeling?
We have multiple different student organizations, both local student organizations and international student organizations. So that's one great way that students can get involved with this. We have performances from community members, but also students. So that's another great way. And then throughout the rest of the year outside of IJF, we also do events through the Global Awareness Program, like cooking classes where students can come and share a meal from their culture. We also do partnership with the International Support Services Atlas series where students can talk about their home country. So yeah, there's a variety of different events and ways to get involved.
I like the cooking aspect.
Yes.
For next year and the years beyond 2026, how can you guys say that future international students can, be involved in this and, stay in the loop of all of the things that you guys are leading?
Well, I would encourage everyone to join the Global Awareness Program. It's an undergraduate certificate, but our events are open to everyone, and it's a really great opportunity to learn about all things international at KU. This way we have a weekly calendar we put out. And I think that international students make IJF a success. And so without their participation, we wouldn't be able to do it. And so it's a joyous event. It's a celebration. I think it's wonderful to see other people and their cultures, and they're excited about sharing it with fellow KU students. And so I would just encourage anyone who's on the fence to come this year and then get involved with it next year.
Okay. And anything else you guys want to add and highlight, if you have anything else?
Well, for the fashion show, there will be 11 countries represented.
It's amazing.
So that'll be a great time. And then we'll have performances throughout. And I think we're at 50 tables for the event. So it's going to be a great time. And we hope everyone will come.
Yes. Well, thank you both so much for coming on the show and making time out of y'all's busy schedules. And we cannot wait to experience the fashion show and the entire festival. So everyone watching, please join us this Wednesday at 3 p.m. at the Birds Union, and we'll see you there. It has been a hot day today. Now let's see what Emma Coffey says more about the weather. Emma?
Thanks, Lauren. And what a cool event to attend. Make sure you get out and get there. Now zooming back over to our predicted severe weather outlook for the rest of this week, starting on Wednesday, April 15th. As you can see, a lot of the Midwest is going to be impacted. A lot of it is going to be fairly marginal though, as you can tell by those green areas. The lighter green means that very little severe weather will be impacting those areas. Darker green is a little more severe, and over here in the yellow is just a slight chance of that severe weather, which does encompass some of Kansas and a large part of Missouri. Nothing too extreme, but definitely something to be aware of. Thursday's forecast for that area is also going to be slightly less severe than Tuesday and Wednesday. All green in this area, slowly making its way east. That dark green area is slowly making its way to kind of the northeast area, but again, not as severe as what we've been seeing. Friday is where our potential for severe weather is going to start to come back just a little bit. Same area as Wednesday, only around a 30% chance in this dark orange, zooming out to around a 10 to 15% chance in the yellow. Again, just something to be aware of and keep an eye of as we get further into this month of April. Taking a look at our extended forecast for Lawrence now, like we said earlier, high of 82 degrees on Wednesday, zipping up to 86 by Thursday, dipping back down just a little bit to 81 on Friday. By Saturday, we're back down to 60 degrees, and that's pretty much the last we'll be seeing of that 60-degree weather range for the foreseeable future, as by Sunday, we're back up to 72 degrees. And by next Tuesday, all the way back up to almost 80 degrees, so it is slowly starting to feel like spring here in Lawrence. Our weather patterns are also going to kind of echo that. Friday is where we have that potential for some afternoon storms and wind as we get further into that day. By Saturday, sunny skies are here, and they're pretty much here to stay throughout the rest of the weekend and into early next week. Mostly sunny skies Monday and Tuesday. Well, that's all we have for weather this week. Stay tuned, because after this break, Jacob Johnson will be here with all things sports.
Thank you to the Henry Luce Foundation for their support of Good Morning Indian Country.
Welcome back to your weekly recap of sports all over Indian Country. I'm Jacob Johnson, and I'm excited to be giving you this week's update. Starting off a little differently today, the men's golf team is navigating the busy stretch of their spring season as they prepare for the postseason. The squad recently competed in the Lark Invitational and over Kansas on April 6 and 7, where they finished 10th out of 13 teams with a three-round total of plus 115. In building on that performance, the Indians traveled to Nixa, Missouri this week for the Evangel University Vermont Hills Classic, which will test their consistency over another 54-hole stretch. And the CAC Conference Championships are set to take place on April 27th through 29th in Hobbs, New Mexico, where they will compete on the national stage. Moving on, the Haskell softball team continues to show their competitive spirit as they push through a demanding spring schedule. After a resilient showing against the University of St. Mary's, where they fought through an 8-inning battle in the opener, the Fighting Indians found their spark on the road against Heston College. Haskell dominated the first game of the doubleheader with a 12-1 victory, highlighted by a 9-run first inning and a home run from Grace Greenwood before dropping a close 4-0 match in the second game. Now sitting at 4-24 overall, the team returns to Lawrence for a doubleheader against Kansas Christian College this Thursday at 1 p.m. They will be looking to build on the momentum from their recent road split. The Haskell track and field program has also been hitting its stride lately, with the men's squad fresh off a strong showing at the UCMU relays, leading the charge. Javen Hill clocked an impressive 3 minutes, 57.93 seconds in the 1500 meters, while Diami Barrage took second place in the 800 meter with a time of 1 minute and 54.94 seconds. These performances followed a solid early April outing against the Emporia State Midwest Classic, where Carmen Fields broke the school record in the women's discus and hammer throws, and the Indians are focusing on hitting their peak marks across both the track and field events as they gear up for the state championship meet. And that's all the sports we have for you this week, but make sure to stay tuned after the break for a roundup of some local events.
Good Morning Indian Country is supported by the University of Kansas William Allen White School of Journalism and Mass Communications.
Welcome back. Ogallala Lakota Olympic gold medalist Billy Mills has been named the Dick Enberg Award recipient. Mills is being honored for his lifetime of achievement, humanitarian work, and commitment to education. Mills will receive the award during the CSC's All-Star Night of Honors at the CSC Unite 26 convention on Monday, June 8th in Las Vegas. Mills earns the award after a standout athletic career at Kansas from 1958 to 1961, which was followed by his iconic 10,000-meter win at the 1964 Olympics. His journey from Haskell to KU to Olympian continues to inspire Native youth and the local Lawrence community. Congratulations, Billy Mills, on being the 30th recipient of this award. Now, let's take a look at some local events happening in Lawrence. Haskell Native Dance Class and the Haskell Aces chapter presents the celebrating Mother Earth Traditional Powwow. The powwow will be held at the Haskell Powwow Grounds on April 22nd at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. This event will feature native games and honored guests including the Haskell Greenhouse and the Natural and Social Science Department. This is a student-led event that invites the Lawrence community to celebrate science on Earth Day. The Liberty Memorial Central Middle School will be hosting the Ponypalooza Indian Taco Sale on Wednesday, May 6th, starting at 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Liberty Memorial Central Middle School. All proceeds support intertribal club students in their upcoming endeavors. Haskell Indian Nations University will be sponsoring the Summer of Soccer Native American events on June 17th, and the Indigenous World Market will be held at the Haskell Powwow Grounds on June 24th. Haskell will also host the Powwow Pitch at the Haskell Powwow Grounds. For all our powwow goers out there, stay connected this powwow season with ICT's newsletter On the Powwow Trail. Get on the ground stories, highlights, and monthly powwow listings. Sign up today at ICTnews/newsletters. And thanks for watching this episode of Good Morning Indian Country. Another thank you to Press Forward, the Henry Luce Foundation, and the William Allen White School of Journalism for their support of our work. Don't forget to follow us on social media, and stay good, Indian Country. We'll see you next week.